God, I don't know if I have the same problem as you guys, but my family won't fucking leave me alone. I'm trying to make videos, and here they fucking come every 2 seconds. I mean, oh my God, I'm so fucking annoyed. Dale talks to Shane, like, maybe you're losing your humanity, maybe you have no more faith since he stole the guns. Shane replies that they're pretty much dead already, which is where the episode title comes from. They've got a death sentence, pretty much. Kind of like Walter White with cancer. Sorry. I'm done comparing the two series. I mean, they were both made by AMC, so it's a pretty good reason, I guess. There's a death sentence. I mean, the second you walk into a zombie apocalypse, you have a big chance of dying, and it's probably inevitable. It's inevitable for death to occur anyways, but in a short period of time here in an apocalypse, death could happen. Shane arms the rest of the group, and they converge on the barn just as Herschel, Rick, and the others return with the snared walkers. I mean, it is going fucking down right here. So Shane is, like, pushing the narrative, pushing the agenda. He's like, guys, we need to be armed. We need to protect ourselves. We need to be aggressive. I don't know why, but yeah. Shane screams that walkers are not people and repeatedly shoots one of the captive walkers in the chest to prove its undead nature to Herschel before breaking the locks on the barn doors. Now, obviously, Herschel wasn't really aware that the walkers could survive a gunshot wound. It proves they're not human. They're obviously controlled by an outside force, and that's a good point made by Shane, but I don't know. I guess you should kill them. I don't know. Maybe I do kind of support Shane in a way. I don't know. Walkers start to file out, and Shane, Andrea, T-Dog, Daryl, and Glenn execute the zombies while the others watch. Now, obviously, if you remember, there are some of the Greens family members being held in this barn, and they're probably watching their relatives die. So you can kind of see the shock on Herschel's face. It's a great acting job. I don't know who the actor is for Herschel Green, but it is a fantastic acting job. Just the shock that's on Herschel's face as his possible relatives have been getting wiped out. And you don't even... Some of the undead people are unrecognizable, so you don't even know. So at the last moment, a bitten Sophia emerges from the barn, dead and zombified. So now we kind of realize what happened to Sophia. She is zombified. It's very unfortunate. You wanted to see her survive as you were watching it. And there is a lot of suspense. I've probably complained about the Sophia storyline being a little bit elongated, but I think the series does this for a reason. There's definitely a good purpose in doing that. Adding the suspense is great. The group is paralyzed with shock and sadness, unable to act as Sophia walks towards them. Obviously, this was the whole reason they stumbled onto Green's farm, because they were on a search party. I mean, how are you that fucking loud with your speaker? I don't know. Only Rick is able to step forward and shoot her, and that kind of like represents the leadership that Rick has been showing towards this group as he steps up and shoots Sophia. She's dead. Obviously, they're not going to save the walker, put her out of her misery. I think that's the good thing. I think that's like a big approach that a lot of people have in this series, is if you see a walker that you should probably shoot it, because it's pretty much like a sick dog. You got to put it out of its misery. The reception, pretty much dead already, tied up the immediate loose ends, and like season 1's TS19, contained a noisy last 5 minutes. Your opinion on the episode depends on how engaged you were in the season so far. As soon as the barn doors opened, the events were well executed, albeit foreseeable. Critically acclaimed, one of the best episodes of this series, seen by a lot of people. It's a completely depressing episode. The dark nature made the series excel. 8 out of 10 on IGN. It's a great episode. The episode was the series' best installment. I don't fucking understand why your music is that loud. Pretty much dead already was a delightful ending to the first portion of the series. So this is pretty much like a first act of the series season ended. Prior to its ending, the episode was the usual mix of pretty good and deeply irritating. The character development in the installment was great. The episode puts a lot of effort into heightening the tensions between Herschel and Rick's people, and while it's not exactly subtle, it makes enough sense to be effective. This is conflict that should have been building for a few episodes now, instead of arriving fully formed right before it explodes, but the viewer is willing to take what they can get there. A minus on the AV Club. Pretty much Dead Already was excellent. The tension slowly ratchets up to an almost unbearable level. Very divided critiques. While the writers put a lot of substance into the characters, many of them are still underdeveloped. There's good character development some places, other places it just feels kind of empty. Some parts of the episode lacked cohesion and direction. The concluding scene with Sophia's death was a highlight of the episode. The sequence was fiction not afraid to provoke. It's an absolutely horrific scenario. The sequence left them with the final scene that people will be talking about until the next episode. It contained cinematic qualities. The scene was satisfying, sad, and fun. It was everything you've ever wanted the show to be. Zombies plus no dialogue, such a winning combination. And how great was it that Sophia was dead instead of impossibly alive somewhere, holed up with Merle or Morgan or those warm-hearted gang members in Atlanta. And because she was granted more screen time than she ever was when she was alive, we were able finally to care about the loss of her short, young life. Really, the final moments of the last episode before the AMC series' December-January hiatus played like a fireworks finale on the 4th of July, assuming your 4th of July celebrations typically involve zombies and a pile of corpses. People liked the carnage. It was the perfect resolution for what was referred as the television's slowest subplot of True. The concluding sequence was the most eventful moment of the episode. It was very difficult to watch as well. The scene reestablished The Walking Dead to final form, as well as redeeming the season's general gutlessness thus far. It was effective enough to keep the viewers chattering until the succeeding episode. The Sophia reveal is a punch in the gut because narrative fiction teaches us the longer someone stays missing, the better the chance they'll turn up alive. Otherwise, where would the drama be? By using the little girl in this way, the show transforms what would have been anticlimax into a reinvention of an entire storyline. It's not enough to make the bad parts of the earlier episodes great, but it does show that the writers had more on their mind than stalling. Albeit predictable, this segment was well executed. The storyline ended in a much darker way than anyone could have imagined. Yeah, I really liked this episode too. That's kind of people's critiques. I know some of these reviews can be pretty lengthy, but this is a highly acclaimed show. A lot of people have a lot to say. I was kind of reading off. I think it's a great episode. I think Sophia being found as a zombie is very fucking heartbreaking. It's just kind of the dynamic of the show that makes it such a good show, but I'm out. Peace. If there's any background noise, I'm sorry for the interruptions, all that stuff. Just leave a like, comment, and subscribe for me, if you will. I don't really care. I just do this for fun because I have passion for TV shows, movies, and video games. That's what we do around here. I just had like a 2-hour stream earlier playing Fortnite. If you want to go check out my Twitch, I think the VODs are up there. GZTV Live on Twitch, all lowercase. Probably not going to stream tonight, but I do stream a decent amount on that channel. So, have a good